Okay, hello guys again. We're going to be jumping straight into this one today. I picked out one that I thought was pretty cute, and it's like a fluff, cute Bakugou one. I see this one all over the place, so I'm thinking that it's probably pretty popular, and it's probably one that a lot of people have read before because I've seen it a lot. So it's a pretty short one, at least I would think. And we're kind of gonna go through this one today. I have a sushi date later, so I'm gonna be trying to blaze through this one, but we're still keeping the funnies in. So if you're here for that, then we are still keeping that in here. We're still gonna have fun reading this one, but we are gonna jump right into it. A Nerd's Guide to Flirting. I feel like this one, the title even just got me. I feel like this one's going to be a super cute one of when they're like from like high school, kind of like, that kind of aw one. When Katsuki is having feelings, he turns. I don't know why the little TM is up there. I don't know why that's up there. Maybe it's a mistake. Oh, by the way, this is from SaysIWrites. I don't remember reading any from them, so this is a new author for me, I think. So we're gonna see how they did, and if we like their writing. So, when Katsuki is having feelings, he turns to his oldest friend for help. The only problem is Izuku has been crushing on Katsuki for as long as he can remember. Usually it's the Bakugou pining. So this one is definitely a little bit different. I'm actually excited about that. Izuku tried not to make assumptions about how his conversations with Katsuki would go. It's also like a lot of them, I'm so sorry to cut off the first sentence literally, but I've noticed a lot of fanfics, as in like Bakudeki ones, are particularly in Katsuki's POV, so I'm kind of excited to have one in Izuku's, Okay, let's just start over then. Izuku tried not to make assumptions about how his conversations with Katsuki would go, seeing as they never seemed to turn out right. Frankly, he was just glad that they could have conversations these days, considering how long they'd been awkward and distant from each other. It was good to have Katsuki back in his life, like he'd had him when they were children, before everything became such a strange mess between them. So one of the reasons I was kind of like stuttering going through that first paragraph is I feel like I'm like wondering if they're actually in like UA and everything in this one, or if this is totally alternate universe. I can't really get the gist of it from reading the tags. So we're gonna find that out, I guess. If he had tried to predict it, though, he'd never have guessed the words that came out of Katsuki's mouth in that moment. I need your advice. I feel like that would have floored Izuku. Mine? Izuku squeaked, pen falling out of his hand as he froze in his tracks. Sure, Kachan. What with? You can't say shit to anyone, Katsuki narrowed his eyes. I swear to God, if you even think about telling. I wouldn't, Izuku assured him. You know I wouldn't, Kachan. So, what's the problem? Katsuki's cheeks burned red. He looked away in a hurry, lower lip jutting out. For a moment, he seemed to regret even bringing it up, but with a deep breath and a hard swallow, he nodded. I don't know what to use that stupid word. What stupid word? Crush. He practically spat, the red spreading quickly from his cheeks through the rest of his face, even the tips of his ears turning pink. It's such a stupid word and I hate it. You like someone? Izuku prompted, smiling faintly. You don't have to use the word. What word would you prefer? Katsuki hesitates, considering, and Izuku was surprised to see him gnaw on his lower lip as he contemplated. Just, there's a person, okay? I feel like that's very Bakugou. Okay, Izuku giggled, trying his best to look apologetic for it before Katsuki could glare at him. And you want to tell me about this person? No, God, no. Fucking, I don't know what to do, all right? This stuff is stupid. I don't know you talk about that shit with your friends. So, right. Izuku nodded, sitting up straighter and swallowing the hard lump that seemed to have settled in his throat. Do you want to tell this person? No, fuck no. Are you trying to get over this person? You think I haven't fucking tried that? Katsuki huffed, folding his arms. I want to be subtle. Oh, you want to flirt? Don't say that stupid fucking word again, or I will punch you. Okay, so he freaking... I'm getting caught up with actually doing their dialogue right this time. I don't know why. But he wasn't trying to say crush. He was trying to say flirt. So I was thinking that he was trying to say crush, and then they finally got past that part, but they're not even past that part. He was trying to ask him advice on flirting, which I know he said you talk to your friends about this, but is Izuku the best person to go to for advice on flirting? Are we really going to ask, like, the kid who, like, couldn't even talk to Ochako? I guess maybe this is an alternate universe, and I do love a snarky Izuku, so if he's like more like that in this universe, then yay. But that's interesting choice, Bakugou. Okay. So are you even trying to get over this person? No, he wants to flirt with them. Izuku grinned, nodding all the same, and Katsuki seemed to settle down a little with the words out in the open. For a moment, they were silent, Katsuki recovering his composure while Izuku thought about the question, and he waited for Katsuki's face to return to its normal color before he spoke again. I'm sure it goes without saying, he began slowly, but a good start would be, you know, being nice to them. He is the snarky Izuku in this. He's snarky. We love that. He's the snarky Izuku. Oh my god, I love a zesty Izuku. A zesty Izuku. But, oh my god, yeah, that would be a good first start. I love that they had him say that, I'm not gonna lie. Oh man. Like, that's so damn easy. Katsuki huffed. If I say nice shit, people just think it's sarcasm. Or they'll know right away. Or it's just a dead giveaway. Well, you do tend to sound sarcastic. Izuku smiled again, holding up his hands in surrender when Katsuki glared. Maybe start with using their name instead of insulting nicknames. I mean, and say please and thank you? Could you do that much? Right? That is very, like... I feel like, obviously, Izuku knows Katsuki, but he's nailing it. No. Katsuki can't even do that. No, Katsuki grumbled. Next. Dude, where are you supposed to start if you can't even talk nice to them? Where are you supposed to start, and why do you even like them then? God. Can't do that one. Next. Why not? Does it matter? Next. Izuku sighed, leaning back against the side of his bed and staring up at the roof. As much as he hated to indulge in his dumb little fantasies, maybe if it was to help Kachan. Oh. Here we go. The classic trope. Don't do it, Izuku. Don't do it. Don't do it. Girl. No. He's gonna be like, oh yeah, let me be your crush. Oh my god, he really is going to do it. He closed his eyes, letting his mind wander, his heart thumping a little quicker. Katsuki making him lunch. Katsuki holding his hand. Katsuki sitting with him on the couch. Laughing together as they fight over popcorn and watch a cheesy movie. Spend time with them, he suggested finally. Make time for them. I mean, we're all so busy all the time. I think just letting them know you want to do something together and following through is a good start. Like, it's nice to know someone made time for you in their schedule, right? Yeah, Katsuki nodded. I can do that. Anything else? I think it's nice to eat with the person you like. That person. I guess you probably do anyway. You have lunch with all your friends, but maybe you could make them something? Kachan is a good cook. There's the third person Kachan. It's everyone, man. I think snacks or dessert. I think snacks or dessert would be really nice. Even dinner if you're feeling brave. I can do that. I think that would be a good start, Izuku smiled. A lot weaker this time. Try it out and see how it goes. Maybe it'll go naturally from there, and if not, at least a step in the right direction? I'll try. Okay. I'd better go, Katsuki sighed, gathering his books into his bag. Need to shower and eat before bed. Thanks for helping me. And, same time tomorrow, right? To finish this project? Yeah, Izuku beamed. Looking forward to it. Good night, nerd, Deku. Good night, Kachan. So I feel like we haven't gotten much of Izuku's POV yet, but I feel like we're about to. When the door shut behind Katsuki's back, Izuku let himself relax, the smile falling off his face. It took so much effort sometimes to keep up the facade. Why are you keeping it up then? To keep that smile on when every fiber of his being screamed against it. On some level, he had always known that Katsuki would fall for someone one day. This is always... He supposed he should be happy, really, that they were close enough for Katsuki to open up to him. Then again, he couldn't exactly talk to his friends about it when it was one of them, right? Izuku was just the next on his list, the next closest thing to a friend. He should be happy for that. He was happy for that, truly. He just wished it was more. Of course. Of course. I don't know why the British came out. I'm having like a really dry throat today, so the water intermissions are well needed. Oh. Okay, so I've been researching, Izuku said brightly, holding up his laptop. How did today go? Are you ready for step 2? Ha! I saw muffins. Oh, I saw the muffins. They look tasty. And I've been researching what to do next. So he must have made him muffins? Huh? Katsuki flushed slightly pink again. A sight Izuku never thought he'd see. And yet here it was. Twice in as many days. He sat down on the floor in his usual spot, reaching into his backpack, and without looking Izuku's way, offered him a container. Wait a second. Wait a second. Chat. Oh. He can't even do it. I made extra, he grumbled. Here, eat them. In other words, it's you. I just kissed the microphone. The extras said they were good, so I guess you'll like them. But, Izuku, I don't know if you realize... Let's talk to him for a second here, even though he can't really hear us. I don't know if you realize, Izuku, but he handed the muffins out to everybody, right? But what's going to be the thing that gets Izuku here is he's like, oh, he already did it. He made them. He handed them out. They must have been in there, right? But, Deku, who did he take the time to actually give them to? Who did he take the time to actually set some aside and give them to? And maybe Bakugou's first step, he couldn't even take the one that Izuku was giving him, you know? I'm going to stop conspiracizing over this fanfic that's literally so short already, and I'm making it longer. But I think that's what's going on. I think you guys think that too. I'm not going to speak for you, though. I don't know why I was going to say, oh, really? Are you sure? Here, eat them. Really? Are you sure? The extras said they were good, so I guess you'll like them. Thank you so much. He tore the lid off the container, picking out the biggest of the chocolate chip muffins. I would too, and biting off a chunk happily. "They're so good," he moaned, stuffing a second bite in his mouth. "So fluffy." "Whatever, nerd," Katsuki huffed, dragging out his... Katsuki's like watching him eat it. "Whatever, nerd." But Katsuki huffed, dragging out his thick binder of papers and slapping it in Izuku's lap. "We only have 3 days left to finish. Get with it." "But Kachan, we're practically done. A proofread and a few staples and the whole report is finished." "It has to be perfect," Katsuki insisted. "We're working on this every damn night until it's due, nerd." "Oh, I bet you do want to work on it every night until it's due." "I bet you would probably want to do that with the person you liked." Okay, Izuku laughed, setting the container of muffins down and picking his laptop up again. "But first, I found some advice. I looked through a bunch of those teen magazines that the girls read, and I did extensive research for how to flirt with girls. So I've read both sides of the equation, and I think I've figured it out." This... Of course you would. Of course. Where's the notebooks? "Huh. Why the fuck are you invested so much into this?" "I want you to be happy," Izuku pouted. "You asked me to help." Ugh, such a nerd. "Do you want to see what I found?" "Fine, whatever." He shuffled a little closer, leaning over to see the screen, and for a moment, Izuku's breath hitched. It hitched. I feel like I'm saying too many in that. Okay, so apparently teasing is the best way to get the message across. Everyone likes playful teasing. You've just got to be careful not to go too far and turn it into an insult. I feel like Bakugou can be trusted with this. Make sure you smile as you say it, not scowl. Otherwise, it'll sound mean. And be cute. Pouting is cute. Sulking is okay if it's playful. But don't yell at her. Katsuki didn't say anything, so Izuku just gave him a moment to take it in. Scrolling down his page, I have a feeling he said a certain word that Katsuki was like, "Oh, maybe it's not her." Katsuki didn't say anything. Izuku scrolling down his page. Touching is good too, but gentle. Lean into her. He's going to keep saying her. Lean into her. Pat her on the back. Stuff like that. Not you know, punching. "I'm not stupid. I know that." Kachan. "Oh, I'm not stupid. I know that, Kachan. Just a little socially inept." Oi. See, that's teasing. Ugh. "And look at her when she's talking. Make it clear that you're interested in what she's saying. Just don't stare or be creepy, but listen to her. Encourage her to continue. Ask questions." "I need to stop you." "Sorry, is this too much?" Katsuki shook his head, eyes downcast, and Izuku turned to consider him carefully. Here it comes. "Is everything okay? Did lunch not go well? Oh no, is she allergic to muffins?" "No, idiot," Katsuki huffed. You kept saying she." Izuku froze, jaw hanging open a little as he stared at Katsuki's oddly nervous expression, still refusing to look up and meet Izuku's eyes. "Okay," Izuku said finally, closing a couple of tabs and flickering to the next page. "So guys usually care a bit more about appearance than girls. They're a lot more physical." Oh, so he got it. So it was more like an, oh, okay. "So guys usually care a lot more about appearance than girls. They're a lot more physical. So you want to make sure you look nice, which isn't hard with your face and your skin and everything." You're giving it away. But maybe try to dress a little nice too. I mean, you do wear your uniform a little, well, you know. If you're hanging out outside of class, maybe some jeans and a nice t-shirt instead of the skulls and sweatpants and stuff. He's probably like seeing you look smart for him. And you're seriously not going to say a word?" Katsuki cut him off, eyebrows knitting together as he finally looked up. I've known you since we were children, and I'm telling you, I like dudes, and you don't even care. Of course I care. That's why I switched to, that's not what I meant. Izuku tilted his head to the side like a confused puppy, frankly baffled by the whole thing, and Katsuki grumbled something under his breath. Are you gay or bi? Izuku asked finally. Or pan, or something else. Sorry, I'm not always up on gay, Katsuki answered quickly, stopping the mumbling storm before it could fully begin. Okay, cool, Izuku nodded. I'm glad you trust me enough to tell me, and I know you know that I respect. What are you... Sorry, I messed that up. And I hope you know that I respect. What are you, a greeting card? Kachan, you're my oldest friend, one of my best friends, and you think I would, what, be upset that you like dicks? I'm so sorry. I forgot it was snarky Izuku. I was not expecting him to say that. Oh my god. Okay. I thought he was going to say you like dudes, but that's why I had such a hard time saying it. I'm happy you told me, really. I feel special. He's like, don't flaunt it in my face. Now, it was a little easier before when I thought you liked girls, but now it's just an insult if you don't like me. I feel special, and I would never judge you for something like that. Thanks. Of course, Kachan. All right, so as I was saying, Katsuki just sat quietly, listening as Izuku rambled on and on about the articles he'd read, the magazines he had hunted down, the searches he had done. He looked when Izuku pointed at the screen, nodded when Izuku looked at him for confirmation, but mostly he just sat. Does that all sound okay? Izuku asked, tilting his head again. Kachan. Got it, he sighed, leaning his head on his hand. Pay attention, tease, be nice, touch, look hot, smile, yada yada. I got it. Make food again, I guess. Spend time together. Yeah, you got it. He'll be super happy to have your attention. How could he not? Says the damn ray of sunshine. Katsuki huffed, shoving him lightly. I'm kind of an asshole, in case you've forgotten. No, Kachan, it's amazing. Izuku beamed, ignoring the way his heart grew heavier in his chest. Any guy would be lucky for you to like him. I thought we agreed not to say that. Sorry, Izuku laughed. I won't say it again. Katsuki cracked the tiniest of smiles, and Izuku felt lighter when he saw the sinking feeling replaced with surprising amount of joy. Let him see that smile, Izuku said softly, quickly lifting an arm to block the shove he knew was coming. He'll be super happy. Sure enough, Katsuki shoved him in the side, dodging the arm he had so successfully prepared. He stumbled a little, catching himself on his other arm, and Katsuki quickly grabbed his laptop before it could fall to the ground. Clumsy nerd, Katsuki snorted, pulling his hair lightly. Come on, we need to work. Stop pushing me then, Izuku whined. I'm trying. Strong fingers wrapped around Izuku's bicep, dragging him back up, and for a moment they lingered against his bare skin. Thanks, Izuku said softly. It's fine. Oh. I feel like Katsuki really is not showing that it's Izuku, other than the freaking muffins. He's really not showing it all. I mean, it will stand to say that Izuku's giving him all this advice, and Izuku himself is the one receiving all this attention and everything from Katsuki. So, but I feel like this is very an anonymous crush right now. Katsuki looked a little sheepish for once in his life when he showed up at Izuku's door. Izuku pulled it open to find him in a pair of dark jeans, more form-fitting than Izuku had ever seen on him before, and a navy blue sweater that he suspected might have been brand new. Here we go. Oh, you look nice, Izuku praised, looking him over in the doorway. Have you been hanging out with him? I hope I didn't drag you away. You could have sent me a text. You didn't, Katsuki mumbled, shoving his way through into the room, more gently than he could have. Izuku couldn't help but notice. It's fine. Did you do something with your hair too? Izuku hummed, staring at it as if he fell into his usual spot on the carpet, or as he fell into his usual spot on the carpet. It looks less messy. Huh. It looks exactly the same no matter what I do to it. Nuh-uh. Oh, you do wash it today. Oh, did you wash it today? Maybe it's the conditioner. It looks soft and like you combed it or something. It looks so nice. You really are making an effort. This guy must be super special. I'm having such a hard time reading right now. And what? Why is my brain just farting right now? We're getting into the meat and potatoes and it's taking a dump, bro. And oblivious. Oh, and oblivious, Katsuki grumbled. It's whatever. He's really trying. Oh my. You know, Katsuki, when you literally are like, yeah, I was probably just hanging out with him, he's not going to know. He hasn't noticed you flirting? Nope. Did he at least tell you that you look nice? Yeah, I guess he did right now. Maybe he's flirting back and you just haven't noticed because you're too caught up in thinking about your own words. Red eyes narrowed, meeting Izuku's skeptically, and after a moment he shook his head. Nah, he's just, whatever, it doesn't matter. Are you sure? Yeah, come on, it's our last night on this shit. Let's get it done. I think it's done, right? We just need to do a final proofread and make sure. If you want to go back and hang out with... Stop. Katsuki cut him off, almost pained. More like, stop. Come on, dude, it's you. I want this to be perfect. Let's just make the most of our last night on it, okay? Even if it's just proofreading or whatever. Okay. He's like, our last night, or you could just hang out with him. It took Izuku far too long to catch on, pausing as he reached to flip a page in the binder, their shoulders pressed together with a comfortable warmth. You know, we can still hang out, right? Izuku asked, his voice barely a whisper. If you want advice or to talk about this, or just anything, really, we're friends. We can hang out even without a project to do. Whatever, Katsuki huffed, blushing again. Izuku couldn't help but notice how damn cute he was when he was embarrassed. Fine. Okay, Izuku giggled. Just making sure you knew. Yeah. He paused again when they reached the next page, eyes barely taking in the words on the paper. Can I ask who it is? He asked, his throat strangely dry. You don't have to tell me. Obviously, I guess I'm just curious since we talked about it a lot, and you seem to really like him. It's really sweet. So if you don't want to, that's fine, but I'd like to hear about it if you want to tell me. Names were already rushing through his mind, pounding in time with rapid heartbeat. But Katsuki shook his head faintly. I can't. Can't? Yeah. Not you don't want to? He clarified. You have no problem telling me when you don't want to. So, he must be a friend of mine. Huh. I guess you and Todoroki got close during the remedial course. So that would make sense. And Ida has that kind of muscular daddy vibe. He does. So that would be fair, too. And Tokiyama is all dark and mysterious, which is kind of cool. And I don't think I even need to say how attractive Kirishima is, so... Wow, Deku. You like dudes. Wait. He didn't even know that. You like dudes? Katsuki cut him off abruptly. It's game over now. Katsuki cut him off abruptly, disbelief lacing his tone. Are you kidding me? Oh, he didn't think he liked dudes. I think maybe he just didn't want to press himself onto him, like push himself onto him forcibly. The context there. Oh my god. Huh? I like both. Why? Why didn't you say so, asshole? I was sitting here stressing my ass off about telling you I was gay, and I was like, guy, and you like guys too? It wasn't about me, Izuku pouted. I'm not gonna answer your nervous coming out speech with, me too. That's just rude. You prick. I can't believe you. I'm sorry, I thought I was being supportive. Dumbass. Does that somehow change things? Like, you can tell me now suddenly. I guess solidarity is a good thing. Like, if I think he's too hot to then... You're so stupid, Katsuki groaned, burying his face in his hands. Are you fucking kidding me? What, Kachan? You're worrying me. It's you! You, damn, imbecile! Are you fucking serious? Izuku felt like his brain ceased to function then, in that moment. Staring blankly at Katsuki, embarrassment and disbelief, his horror. You made those muffins for me? He asked weakly. Of course I did, fucking idiot. I made the extras try them and make sure they're okay. I brought you 6. He brought him 6. Bro, how did Izuku not know? You thanked me. You told me to. Kachan, you like me? I told you not to use that stupid word. Is he talking about Kachan? What? Usually he likes it. My dog's gonna bark. And you've been teasing and touching me and spending time with me, and Izuku almost choked on his own tongue, running his eyes over Katsuki in his little ball of shame. You dressed nice just for our study date? For me? Katsuki conceded a single nod, and suddenly Izuku's heart was soaring, the widest smile in the world stretching across his cheeks. I like you too, he said brightly, watching Katsuki's eyes widen as he finally looked up. He'd saved that adorable face in his brain forever. You should have told me, Kachan. He climbed into Katsuki's lap, cussing. I'm gonna put myself in the corner. I can't read. I can't read. Oh my god. And I'm ruining the ending. He climbed into Katsuki's lap. I feel like I just need to slow down. Cupping flushed cheeks in his hands, and with tears pouring down his face. Why are there always tears? Why is Izuku always crying? Like in the series, he kind of was... He didn't cry that much about that kind of stuff. I feel like y'all make him cry way too much. Unnecessarily. Especially in like confession videos. Confession fucking fanfic. Why is he crying? What is he crying? He doesn't need to right now. Now, if they were both dying, like the one where I did where Katsuki was dying, I could see why he's crying. Or maybe he like almost died, but sometimes I feel like it's a little unnecessary. I feel like sometimes we do make the crybaby hero a little too crybaby, more than he was. But it just gets me because every time. Now I lost my place, bro. Oh, man. And you've been teasing, blah, blah, blah. He pressed a kiss to Katsuki's forehead. It was so hard, he confessed, his voice barely a whisper. I was trying so hard to be supportive and helpful because I want you to be happy, but I wanted so bad for it to be me. Me? You. Katsuki's hand trembled as it rose, wiping away sticky tears from Izuku's freckled cheek. Damn it all. And for a long moment, they just stared at each other in awe. If I was gonna flirt with you, Katsuki started weakly, his voice barely cooperating. What would you want me to do? I just want to spend time with you, Izuku smiled. That's sweet. Leaning closer. I want Kachan exactly the way he is, but maybe I want you to say nice things about me sometimes too. Do I have to? Aw, Kachan learned to tease. Izuku giggled. And I want to hold your hand. Yeah? I wanted to hold your hand for a long time now. Katsuki took his hand from Izuku's cheek, leaving a cold spot where his warmth had once been. Instead, he held it between them, palm up, and just waited. With his smile wobbly and tears still flooding his face, Izuku accepted, linking their fingers together clumsily. Despite how messy and sudden and unprepared it all was, it was the most perfect moment of Izuku's life so far, and he quickly ducked his head to hide in Katsuki's shoulder. "Thank you," he whispered. "Thank you for choosing me." You don't need to thank him. That's the fuck the people pleasing side of me. You don't need to thank that bitch. Thank you for accepting me, Katsuki returned, far more easily than he'd expected the words to come out. For giving me a chance to make it all up to you. I forgive you for everything, Izuku assured him, squeezing tighter at his hand. I just want to do this. Just let me, okay? Every day, Katsuki promised. Do you want a hug? Can we? Obviously, nerd. Their fingers parted, and for a brief moment, Izuku felt oddly incomplete, until Katsuki's awkward arms wrapped around his waist and pulled him in closer. A little sob forced its way out of Izuku's mouth, and I can't. And beside his ear, Katsuki laughed. Why the sob, dude? It's okay, he said softly. I love a soft Izuku, but like I said, I'm not going to keep going. Sometimes I feel like it's unnecessary. It's okay, he said softly. Just this once, I won't complain about all the damn tears. Thank you, Kachan. He wound his arms around Katsuki's neck, savoring his embrace, and for a solid minute, neither of them moved. All right, Katsuki sighed, gently pushing Izuku back to see his face. You hungry, idiot boyfriend? He just claimed him. He was like, oh, okay, so, like, you like me, so you're my boyfriend now. And Izuku's probably just going to be like, I guess so. I'm starving. Let's go get food. But Kachan, I'm a mess. Oh, it's just a given. He's just his boyfriend after. You hug, and then your thing, you know? But Kachan, I'm a mess. Izuku whined, scrubbing at his face with his sleeve. I can't go out like this. Then get off me and go clean yourself up, Katsuki snorted. Come on, I spent like half an hour on my hair for you, nerd. At least let it be our first date. I knew it. Izuku couldn't help but laugh, pinching Katsuki's cheek when he cracked a smile. You look amazing, Kachan. Pick me something to wear, okay? I'll try my best. Rude. Izuku climbed off all the same, stripping his shirt over his head, and Katsuki's tiny smile stretched into a smirk. Like this is good too, he teased, leaning over to peek at Izuku's abs. I'm fine with this. Aw, you really are flirting, Izuku laughed, leaning down to kiss a flushed cheek. 2 minutes, okay? No rush. You said you were starving. Yeah, but I'll wait. Izuku ducked into the bathroom quickly when the tears started up again. Oh my god, stop, bro. Stop. Soaking a cloth under the tap, but as he scrubbed tear stains from his face, he caught a glimpse of the biggest smile in the world still waiting on his lips. Here, Katsuki offered him a pair of jeans and his favorite All Might shirt, rolling his eyes when Izuku immediately teared up again. Don't start. I feel like I'm Bakugou. And you know what? I told you guys already, I am kind of like Bakugou. So maybe that's why. Maybe that's why I'm complaining, you know? Some people are emotional. I mean, my partner's a Cancer, so. You don't want me to wear something special? I don't give a shit what you wear, as long as it's you. God damn it. Don't you dare start crying again. We're meant to go get food. But Kachan, you're being so sappy, Izuku sobbed. You gotta cut it out. I feel like maybe Izuku would cry if he was being super sappy. Okay, Katsuki huffed. No more sappy shit. He pulled Izuku into a hug for a moment, the moment he was dressed, and Izuku curled comfortably into every space of his body, twining them into one. It took him another long minute to calm his breath, but Katsuki just held him close, keeping him warm and secure. Ready now? He asked, brushing messy curls back from Izuku's forehead. I'm still hungry. Yeah, Izuku laughed. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of overwhelmed right now. It's okay, I know you, Deku. I know exactly what I was signing up for when I fell for you. And you're okay with that? I wouldn't have it any other way. Kachan is such a sap, Izuku murmured. Sometimes I feel so corny reading. Like, Kachan is such a sap. Third person, dude. Why the third person? Izuku murmured, smiling to himself. I'm happy. Good. I'm hungry. I know. What do you want to eat? Oh, I'm gonna. Tonkatsu? Oh, maybe I didn't butcher it. Really? Yeah, let's go. Okay. Iduku? Izuku stuffed his phone and wallet in his pockets, stepping out into the hall and locking the door behind them. When he turned around again, he found Katsuki's hand in front of him, waiting palm up for Izuku to take. Like the series. That was a cute thing to add in. A smile split the freckled cheeks again and happily accepted, blushing as they linked themselves together. Even in public, he asked faintly, whenever you want. Izuku smiled fondly, squeezing the strong hand a little tighter, and to his delight, Katsuki squeezed him back. So when you asked me for advice, he began as they stepped into the elevator, you were just trying to find out a way I would want. I did everything you suggested, Katsuki snorted. You were just so goddamn oblivious. Because if it was me, you should have just said so, Izuku insisted. It worked out eventually, didn't it? I guess it did, he sighed fondly, sneaking a peek up at Katsuki's matching little smile. Thank you for choosing me, Kachan. Thanks for being my person. That one was cute. A lot of crying. It was cute, though. Oh my gosh. I feel like this is going to be a very common trope in these videos, though. So, but yeah, that was a cute theme. It was a cute little one. I definitely thought it was just like a kind of cute, refreshing one. It's so funny. The first one I did was so kind of like, it wasn't deep because like I wouldn't say Bakugou admitting to shitting himself was deep. But he was dying, and now we're journeying into like the little like cute ones and everything. But I really want to find like funny ones. I want to find funny ones. We have fun anyways reading these, obviously. But I definitely do want to find those ones. I know I've read them before. Where there's just like Baku Squad funny moments and stuff like that. And maybe I'm thinking like, yeah, I've read them and there's a lot out there, but maybe it was mostly in like the books, I guess, that I've been reading. Like to name a few, I've read like From the Sidelines, Deathly Beautiful, like Fire Lily, I think was the one I read. Was it? There's like two different ones, and they both have Lily, I think. Spider Lily and Fire Lily. And I think I read Fire Lily. It was the Angel and Demon one. That one was super good. I kind of fall off near the end, so I'm not going to say I finished it. But, and I'm currently doing Deathly Beautiful, and that one's going pretty good. I have not listened to it in a while. I will say some of these are so damn deep, though, that I have to, not these, but like some of the books written on AO3, first of all, they're the length of a Bible, multiple Bibles, and which I will bow down to the author. Thank you for doing that. But I get so invested sometimes in the backstory. What was the one with Bakugou and Izuku were cops? And, it was something with fire, because Toya was part of it. And he was actually Izuku's ex-lover. That one was phenomenal. I loved that one. Incinerate was awesome. And I got so sucked up into Toya / Todoroki's backstory because obviously we didn't get their backstory in the series really that much, you know, not like they were the main characters. And honestly, I kind of resonate with their backstory slightly, um the trauma, and I kind of related to it a little bit, and I feel like that kind of made me really sucked into it even more. But I genuinely had like some feelings come up from that book, and you're like, why did you want those feelings? Like, how does that make the book greater? But when the author makes you feel something, you know it's a good book. That's all I'm gonna say there. You know it's good. But I do have to take breaks from them sometimes. They're so goddamn deep. So, anyways, yes, I gave it a kudos. Everything as usual. The writer and link for this will be in the story below. I haven't said it on the other videos, but I'm gonna start saying it if I can remember from now on. If you like read these with me and watch these videos, please go over if you like them and give it a kudos, because you're reading it with me. We're both reading it at the same time. And if you liked it, I bet like I really want to give the writers full appreciation. So get over there and like click the link really quick and give it a kudos, and like this video if you liked the video, and leave a comment, and join the community. Hit subscribe so that you can come back for more, and leave a comment suggesting more. I would love that. So I will have to see you guys next time. I've got to go and get sushi, and I'm very excited about it. But I will see you guys next time.